So I'm going to be looking at accessory control on the Gaugemaster Infinity DCC System, and we're looking at the Lenz LS150 accessory decoder. This is a 6-outlet accessory decoder designed for solenoid point motors, so most of the people are familiar with the Pico style that Gaugemaster and Seep also do. It has two magnetic coils, one to pull the point each direction. The other ones I've got here is just because they're handy. I've got a whole load of Fleischmann solenoid point motors. So same idea, just a much smaller design. The big advantage of the Lenz accessory decoder is the ability to use transformer power. So 3 amp transformer here, you can have a load of accessory decoders off this 3 amp transformer, and it means that you're not draining track power to fire the point motors. The only power in from the system are instructions, so it will be milliamps coming in from the track output of the system. So on larger layouts, particularly if you're using routes, then having the separate transformer supply means that you're not going to drain out all the track power to fire points. So the first thing is the control of the accessory. So you've got the ACC button, and handily they've got 1 to 24 already pre-selected. So we won't have to cover editing accessories just yet. And the factory default address on this is 1 to 6. So we've got 3 buttons to control it. You can hear it clicking, you can see it receiving the instruction because of the light pulses, and that's point 1 moving over there. Now the third button's a bit of an interesting one. It basically allows the system to re-find a point if you've been manually playing with them. So if I go to this point over here and move it manually, it's now out of sync with what the control thinks it's on. So if you've been doing some maintenance out on the track, you can press that button and it flicks it left right to find it. So it will now be back aligned with what the control is expecting. So in general you're going to be using these 2 buttons. This is a very rare thing that you're going to be using. So programming of the accessory decoder is really simple. So on the first one you can use factory defaults and it's 1 to 6. Say we buy a second accessory decoder, we want to program it to 7, and it will then be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you hold the button on here until the LED lights up, and then operate 7. And then you'll find that it has programmed automatically the other 5 outlets. Oops. Oops, pressed the button there. Too many hands going on there. So that you can just see how heavy that Pico style point motor is. So that's programming. It's really simple, you know. You can, if you wanted to, I always find it sensible to keep them in order, but you can program it from 2 to 7, say. So put it into programming mode, operate 2 first, and then now it'll be 2 to 7. Out of the box, the system is set up with 24 accessories with just basic descriptions. You can see there I've started adding more, so we'll have a look at adding them. And right at the bottom it says fire all accessories. I suppose that's if you've been doing a lot of maintenance and move things around. We'll see it goes through all of them. It just puts them all back to the same position, start positions. Yeah, not 100% sure how useful that would be, but it's there. Right. If we want to add some new ones, we can press the stop button just to come out there. So we've got the menu button, 3 for more, so it's very similar to adding locos and editing locos, except we're going to go to option 2, and here you can go in and edit existing ones or add another, and it will add the next available address. You can go in, oh yeah, so it's saying up to 2044 accessory addresses. I think the handset holds 100 in memory, so I would plan to use the 100 on the layout personally. Okay, so it's saying 31 there. We can put in a new number. So that one's on 56. One, it just says ACC, and I'll develop a bit of a shorthand here, so we'll leave ACC in there, and we'll skip round. So it's much quicker to input rather than putting point or turnout. Again, you can skip forward with the button there. If you change the direction, you can skip back. So the input is the same as the loco addressing and everything else. Much easier to do it when you've got both hands free. So back. So you've got the third option there is the icons. So each time you press number 3, it changes to a different pair of icons. On, off, left, right, up, down, you know. I think that's them all. I've been using the little turnout symbol. And you need to save it if you want to keep it. If you don't want to keep it, then just press back. Right, once you've got things set in, accessories set in, you can use the sequences, or the routing facility. If you press the ACC button twice, it then goes into the sequences. And just to use them, you'll see that a couple of them actually come up with play. These ones I've set up some sequences. These ones are empty at the moment. So that's the first way into the use of the sequences menu. If we go back, actually come all the way out, press menu, and then number 2, then that's the other way that you can get in to drive these sequences. So I'll have a quick look at setting up a sequence. So if I press the power button there and then go into menu, we'll go into 3, and the third option there is accessory sequences. Let's go down to an empty one. I've played with the first 2. Let's go to sequence 3 and edit. And then we're going to add accessory 1, add, and you can pick which direction it goes using the arrow buttons. And then add accessory 2 there, add. You see a number comes up in front. You can change that. Wait a second. Right, that's better. So it's 1 second pause before it uses it. So if I add another one, we'll go down to accessory 3 and add. Set the direction. And then it's got 1 second pause. Let's put it to 2 second pauses. So it's added that sequence to sequence 3. And now if we go into the sequence menu, sequence 3, play it. And you can see it's just fired off the 3 points. What I'm going to quickly do is reprogram my decoder to something I've already preset. So from point 25 there. That. And we will switch point 25 to program it. Okay, so I've now programmed it 25, 26 and onwards. And we'll double press the accessory thing to get into the sequences. And press play. And then sequence 2 was the opposite, I've set to the opposite. And I've got some delays in there. So it allows you to set a route with the system. If I go back into the accessories, those ones I have set with the point symbol, and there it makes more sense. It shows you what it's changing to. And that also, I think if you've selected that symbol, it will help you set up the sequence, whether it's straight on or on the diverging path. If you find that the points are not responding to the symbol, you just swap the two wires to fire it in the right order.